Hello to all. My name is Samiksha Godolkar. Today I have a video lecture on the topic of light emitting diode LED. What is a diode? Firstly we see what is a diode. A semiconductor device with two terminals typically allowing the flow of current in one direction. What is a LED? A light emitting diode LED is a two-lead semiconductor light source. It is a PN junction diode which emits light when activated. When a suitable voltage is applied to the leads, electrons are able to recombine with electron holes within the device, releasing energy in the form of photons. Light emitting diode LED is a semiconductor device that emits visible light when an electric current passes through it. The light is not particularly bright, but in most LED it is monochromatic, occurring at a single wavelength. LEDs convert electrical energy into light energy. They are frequently used as pilot lights in electronic appliances to indicate whether the circuit is closed or not. In LED semiconductor chip as shown in figure, the P and N junctions, P junctions having a holes and N type having a majority of electrons. The PN region is joined by using a junction. The most important part of a light emitting diode LED is the semiconductor chip located in the center of the bulb as shown in right. The chip has two regions separated by a junction. The P region is dominated by positive electric charges and the N region is dominated by negative electric charges. The junction acts as a barrier to the flow of electrons between the P and the N regions. Only when sufficient voltage is applied to the semiconductor chip can the current flow and the electrons cross the junction into the P region. The working of a PN junction diode is a PN junction can convert absorbed light energy into a proportional electric current. The same process is reversed here, that is the PN junction emits light when electrical energy is applied to it. This phenomenon is generally called electroluminescence, which can be defined as the emission of light from under the influence of an electric field. The charge carriers recombine in a forward bias PN junction as the electrons cross from the N region and recombine with the holes existing in the P region. Free electrons are the conduction band of energy levels, while the holes are in the valence energy band. Thus, the energy level of the holes will be lesser than the energy levels of the electrons. Some portion of the energy must be dissipated in order to recombine the electrons and the holes. This energy is emitted in the form of heat and light. Working. The electrons dissipate energy in the form of heat for silicon and germanium diodes, but in gallium arsenide phosphate and gallium phosphate GaP semiconductors, the electrons dissipate energy by emitting photons. If the semiconductor is translucent, the junction becomes the source of light as it is emitted, thus becoming a light emitting diode. But when the junction is reverse biased, no light will be produced by the LED, and on the contrary, the device may also be damaged. Working. The inner working of an LED showing circuit and band diagram. It consists of P type, the majority of holes, and in N type, the majority of electrons. In P type and N type material, the diode is connected to the anode terminal towards p-type and the cathode terminals towards n-type. As shown in figure, the valence band, conduction band, then forbidden band gap is between the valence and conduction band. The LED as shown in a slide. The LED which is shown in a slide. After that, the light emitting LED diagram, components of lighting LLC is as shown in figure. The anode and cathode, the two terminal of LED is as shown in a slide. Flat spot, anvil post, lead frame, epoxy lanes, wire bond, reflective cavity, semiconductor die. As shown in a slide, the LED has a two-terminal anode and cathode. The symbol of LED is as shown in figure. The resistance and the light emitting diode LED has an input of resistance and the external battery is connected to the resistance. These are the different LEDs. Examples are as shown in a slide. Here are some of the examples. The LED where the LED is used practically in bulb, we see here LED display in traffic light system and also in cars and in light. Thank you.